I think this is the Windows Ultrabook that no one's actually really talking about, and to be honest, this could give a MacBook Air a run for its money. This is the Honor MagicBook Air 14 2025 edition, and I've been using it for about a month now, and it surprised me way more than I expected to. Let me show you why. When I actually received the package and this come in the box, I thought the box was empty. It's literally that light. It weighs roughly about 1 kilogram. I genuinely expected a plastic build and nothing more, but it's actually magnesium alloy with a matte emerald green, as Honor's calling it, finish. Although to me, it looks more like khaki, which is actually closer to this jumper. No, I didn't wear this jumper specifically for this video. Still, it looks clean and is premium feeling. Now let's talk about the build, because this thing is light. It weighs 1 kilo, which is great. Look, you can literally just hold this thing and throw it around. Don't throw it around, please don't throw it around. It's really thin, as you can see, and honestly the build quality is top notch. It really is. Despite the slim design, it's actually got a really good port selection. On the left side, you have a USB-C plus a Thunderbolt 4. On the right hand side, you have a 3.5mm jack, full-sized HDMI 2.1 may I add, and a USB-A Gen 3. The hinge, well, that's rock solid. There's no wobble here, and yes, you can open it with one hand. Now for the star of the show, this screen. It's phenomenal. It has a 14.6 3.1K OLED 120Hz touchscreen display. Honor have said they put 8 layers of anti-reflective something on the front of this, and I mean, you can see the lights, of course, from my studio lighting, but generally speaking, it's pretty good. That's a pretty harsh light, to be honest. So really, really good. I've used it all around the house and I have not had any issues with glare whatsoever. But then you turn HDR on and it's full 1600 nits. Yes, 1600 for an OLED. That's really bright. And as you can see, it almost somewhat disappears. I'm really impressed with this display. For a company that doesn't generally make laptops or anything of the sort, alright, they make some phenomenal phone displays. The bezels are insanely slim. It has a 97% screen to body ratio, and the displays genuinely look edge to edge. You don't even notice it. You don't... Looking direct, you can't really see these bezels whatsoever. So let's talk keyboard and trackpad, because obviously if this is a portable device, it's a laptop, Ultrabook, whatever you want to call it, you're going to take it about, so you have to have a great typing experience. I really like how the keys are separated. They're not just one whole piece with no separation. They're not soft, they're not spongy, they're just right. I think they're quite close to like a MacBook Pro if you've ever used one of them, which personally I really like. It doesn't have no fancy RGB or anything like that. They are just clear white LEDs behind the keys, which personally I think looks really smart, and they've played it safe here, which is spot on, to be honest. And as for the trackpad, it's probably one of the best on any Windows laptop I've ever used. It has haptic feedback, the consistent clicks across every corner. It doesn't matter what corner, how far up in the corner you press it, it's just great. And it has 8 gestures as well, which are super smooth and pretty much always on point. The brightness and volume gestures alone is a very welcome touch. So you slide your finger down the left and right side of the trackpad, and it's either your brightness up and down or your volume up and down, and it gives you a little haptic feedback in there as well. And of course you want to know about the performance of the MagicBook 14. That's probably why you're here. Inside you're getting an Intel Ultra 7 255H, 32GB of DDR5 RAM, 1TB of Gen 4 SSD, Intel Arc 140T GPU, which is of course integrated, and I wouldn't expect any more. For day-to-day activities like browsing and just doing your everyday thing, it flies. Zero issues whatsoever. Even Chrome can't slow this thing down. For creative work, that 32GB of RAM really does come in clutch. Gaming, it's not built for that, right? Like, it's got an integrated graphics, but I have managed to play some games like GTA 5, for example, touch and go, but I would lean more towards the cloud gaming. So if you get your Xbox Game Pass, you're going to have a blast because it's got an amazing screen. And the thermals, this thing's not really loud whatsoever. I've got gaming laptops here that sound like jet engines, and I can barely hear this thing. It has like a little whistle, and that's your lot. The battery life on this, you're going to get roughly about 6 hours due to that Intel Ultra processor, which is super energy efficient. But as soon as you start editing or gaming, you're probably looking at around half that, so maybe about 3 hours, which to be honest is not too bad for a laptop on the go. The speakers aren't too bad, but like any laptop, you're probably going to get yourself a pair of headphones for just an all-round better experience, let's be honest. The webcam is something which is pretty unique and a first for me. So you pop it out the side of your laptop and it magnetically attaches to the top, and yes, you can take it out and turn it around if you need to view the other angle for whatever reason. But don't forget to put it back because you don't want to lose that. It comes with Windows 11 Home Edition on there, ready to go out the box. But if you do have the Honor ecosystem like your phone, which I do, you're going to get things like file sharing, screen sharing, shared notifications, second screen support, and even camera monitoring. So there's just 5 little things that are really handy if you're within that Honor ecosystem. So my final verdict. At around £1,100, this is quite competitive in today's market when you think about the prices of RAM. It's not a gaming laptop by any means, but if you need it for productivity, creativity, this is spot on. It's tiny, throw it in your bag and you're good to go. The typing experience is really good, the trackpad's really solid, the build quality is really good as well, and I'm honestly finding it hard to say anything negative about it considering its price and for what it is. It really gives you everything it's designed to be. Then obviously don't get me started about the screen. That OLED screen is spot on, honestly. Beautiful screen, and that is definitely the standout feature here. The Honor MagicBook is a solid option in today's market, and I think it will be. I would love to see what they're going to do with this with a 2026 edition. Hopefully they do continue these, because this has been a great little laptop. So thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the MagicBook in the comments below, and don't forget to drop us a like and subscribe because that really helps the channel. So yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.